just like in 1980, it's going to be California that's going to decide, California that's going to lead the way. I'm thrilled to be back with so many friends, so many patriots, so many lovers of liberty. Here.
Yes.
We are here today. Something a lot more. All across this country, people are waking up, and help is on the way. Yes! We've seen wages stagnating year after year after year. Cost of living keeps going up, but somehow your paycheck doesn't seem to keep pace. I want to talk to all the young people. And Hillary and Bernie, you better watch out. Take a look at how many young people are here. As Margaret Thatcher said, the problem with socialism, eventually you run out of other people's money. All the young people here who are coming out of school, student loans up to your eyeballs, scared. Am I going to get a job? To talk about making America great. You can even print that on a baseball game. But the real question is, do you understand the principles and values that made America great in the first place? The heart of our economy isn't Washington, D.C. The heart of our economy is small businesses all across the United States of America. You want to see the economy take off? Then take the boot of the federal government off the back of the necks of small businesses. California, you know this well. You've got a state government who thinks the solution for prosperity is more taxes, more regulations, hammer small businesses, and chase people out of the state of California. Well, let me tell you, relief is coming to the people of California, and it's coming in one off the bat. If I'm elected president,
win.
When? If and when.
Yeah.
We are going to repeal every word of Obamacare.
Yeah.
We'll pass common sense health care reform that makes health insurance personal and portable and affordable and keeps government from getting in between us and our doctors. And we will pass a simple flat tax. Where every American can fill out our taxes postcard. And when we do that, we should abolish the IRS.
Yeah.
We're going to rein in the EPA.
Yeah.
And the federal regulators who have descended like locusts on farmers and ranchers and small businesses, killing jobs all across this country. We're going to stop amnesty and secure the borders and end sanctuary cities and end welfare benefits for those here illegally. Let me tell you what's going to happen when we do all that. We're going to see millions and millions of new high-paying jobs, jobs coming back from China, coming back from Mexico. We're going to see manufacturing jobs back in America again. We're going to see wages rising once again. We're going to see young people coming out of school with hope and dreams. dreams and 2 and 3 and 4 job offers.
Yeah. Woo.
We'll see mourning in America.
Yeah.
The second critical issue in this election is freedom. You know, just a few weeks ago, the passing of Justice CALIF underscored for all of us the stakes of this election. It is not just one, but 2 branches of government that hang in the balance. We are one liberal justice away from a radical 5-justice majority, the likes of which this country's never seen. We are one justice away from the Supreme Court stripping religious away from the Supreme Court, making us subject to the authority of the World Court and the United Nations and international law, and giving up U.S. sovereignty. Now, you know, a couple of debates ago, Hugh Hewitt asked each of us a question about the Supreme Court and religious liberty. And Donald Trump turned to me.
Don't Trump!
And he said, Ted, I've known a lot more politicians than you have. Well, in that, he clearly is correct. Donald Trump has been supporting liberal Democratic politicians for 40 years. I have no experience in that. But Donald went on, he said, Ted, when it comes to the Supreme Court, when it comes to religious liberty, you've got to learn to compromise. You've got to learn to cut deals with the Democrats and go along with them. I will not compromise away your religious liberty. I will not compromise away your Second Amendment right to keep and bear arms. The third critical issue in this election is security. What did Reagan do? Reagan cut taxes, he lifted regulations, the economy took off, millions of new high-paying jobs. That generated trillions of new government revenue, and he used that revenue to rebuild the military, to bankrupt the Soviet Union. Amnesty, and that is going to create millions and millions of new high-paying jobs, raising wages across this country. That'll generate trillions of new government revenue, and we will use that revenue to rebuild our military so it remains the mightiest fighting force in the face of the President willing to utter the words radical Islam, terrorism. And you know, one of the saddest things we've seen over the last 7 years has been this president sending our fighting men and women into combat with rules of engagement so strict that their arms are tied behind their back, that they cannot fight, they cannot win, they cannot defeat the enemy. Let me tell you, that is wrong, it is immoral, and in January 2017, it will end. Reluctant to use military force. We are slow to anger. We believe in peace through strength. But if and when military force is necessary, we should use overwhelming force, kill the enemy, and then get the heck out! So let's talk a little politics. Amazing year. Hadn't been boring. We started out on the Republican Republican side was 17 candidates. An amazingly talented, dynamic, diverse, young, incredible field of candidates. What a contrast with the Democrats. You know, the Democratic field consists of a wild-eyed socialist with ideas that are dangerous for America and the world, and Bernie Sanders. I will know Hillary Clinton is trying really hard to get back to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I'll confess, I've got slightly different government housing in mind. But over the course of the past year, we've seen the primaries doing what the primaries are supposed to do. It's narrow the field. We've gone from 17 candidates down now. There are 2 and only 2 candidates that have any credible path to winning the Republican nomination. Where we won 69% of the vote in Utah. And won all 40 delegates from Utah. Then went on to North Dakota. They had their state convention. Of the declared delegates, we won 18. Trump won 1.
Yeah.
You know, 18 to 1. I'll take that ratio any day of the week. It then went on to 13 points. And then in Colorado this past week, they had a total of 8 elections across the state. 7 in each of the 7 congressional districts. And then 1 statewide at their convention. At those 8 elections, they elected a total of 34 delegates. Out of those 34, we won 34. Donald has been yelling and screaming.
What's new?
A lot of whining. I'm sure some cursing. And some late-night fever tweeting. All the characteristics I would note we would want of a commander-in-chief. And the latest thing he seized upon is when people vote against him, they're stealing the election. It's a really odd notion. Well, what is this democracy of which you speak? You mean voters get to vote? No. The New York Times told Donald he gets to be president. Actually, to be fair, they said he gets to be the Republican nominee and then hand the election to Hillary. And what we're seeing happen all across the country is the 65 to 70% of Republicans who recognize that nominating Donald Trump would be a train wreck. Donald loses to Hillary, and he loses by double digits. We're seeing those 65 to 70% of Republicans uniting behind this campaign. Republicans who started this presidential race, 5 are now supporting this campaign. Rick Perry and Lindsey Graham and Jeb Bush and Scott Walker. And when you add in Mike Lee and Mark Levin, you've got the entire spectrum of the Republican Party coming together and standing united. And I'm going to say a sentence that has not been said in 50 years. California is going to decide the Republican nomination. It is your friends, it's your family. I'm here today asking for every one of your help. That you not only stand with us, but that you pick up the phone and you call your friends, you call your family, you call your neighbors, you say, this election matters. It matters to me, it matters to my kids, it matters to my grandkids. The power of this campaign is the grassroots. You know, since this campaign started, we now have over 260,000 volunteers all across the United States of America. 3 million contributions, people going to tedcruz.org, tedcruz.org. And California, standing together from the grassroots, unifying this party. That's how we win. Because I'll tell you, the polling shows over and over again that unlike Donald Trump, that with me as the nominee, we beat Hillary Clinton. We beat Hillary Clinton nationally. We beat Hillary Clinton in key swing states. And let me tell you, a couple of weeks ago, Fox News had a national poll, showed us beating Hillary 47 to 44. Let me tell you the most interesting part of that poll. Last 2 elections, Obama won young people 70-30. Fox News poll showed us beating Hillary Clinton with young people by 14 points. And let me tell you, if the Democrats are losing young people by double digits, there ain't no way Hillary Clinton can win in November. Going forward, Hillary is welcome to use any email server she would like. Because she will never again be an employee of the United States government. If we continue to unite, we are going to earn a majority of delegates, earn the Republican nomination. And if we continue to unite, we will win the general election, beat Hillary Clinton, and turn this country. Give us Ronald Reagan. And I am convinced the most long-lasting legacy of Barack Obama is going to be a new generation of leaders in the Republican Party who stand and fight for liberty, who stand and fight for the Constitution, who stand and fight for the Judeo-Christian values.